Hello everyone, Brennan here. I'm back with another video. In today's video, we're going to do a tutorial for the full song of Chiquitita by ABBA. If you're new to my channel, I previously did a video doing a tutorial for just the end riff. So if you haven't seen that, make sure to check that out right here. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I do new videos every single week and I do take requests for tutorials. So let's get right into it. Okay, so there's a little intro right before we get into the main part of the song. So I'm just gonna play it real quick and then we're gonna break down how to learn it. A little tricky, so we're going to take it one hand at a time, learn the right hand part, then the left hand part, and put it together. I'm going to play the right hand alone, then we're going to learn it. Okay, so let's start by memorizing it. You're going to start with your thumb here on C sharp. We're going to play the first little part. So you go here, then D, then E, then you skip F right here and you go to F sharp. So try that with me here. One more time. Okay, then you're going to cross over and have your thumb here on G sharp. So you're going to go G sharp, A, B. One more time. So let's try that all together. Try it with me. One more time. Okay, now we're going to move on to the next part. You go, so that's A, B, A, G sharp. One more time. A, B, A, G sharp. So now try it from the beginning all together. Okay, now we're going to learn the next part. You move your thumb here to F sharp, and then you move from there to G sharp and A. So it goes like this. So try that. So that's F sharp, G sharp, A, then you go back to F sharp and down to E. So one more time. So now, let's go back to the beginning, put all the parts together. Okay, we're almost done here. Now the last little part is you jump down here to B, and you go, I'll just play it first and we'll learn it. Start on B, skip C, and you go up to C sharp. So it goes like this. And then you do this 2 more times. So D, C sharp, B, A. So that last little section from the top is B, C sharp, D, 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 C sharp, B, A. Try it without saying the notes. Okay, now let's put the whole thing together. I'm going to show you the left hand, and this is kind of hard to put together. So for those of you who are kind of newer to piano and you find this next part pretty difficult to do both hands at the same time like this, just do it with the one hand, the right hand that I showed you, okay? But we're gonna go ahead and learn this left hand here. So that's A, B, C sharp, D, E, crossover to F sharp, G sharp. Then you go back down to F sharp, and then you play these two at the same time. So all together that would be like this. Try it with me. Okay, then the next part in the left hand is you take these two fingers and you shift them down one. So now you're playing D and F sharp. Then you move down here to your pinky here in G sharp, your middle finger here in B, and your thumb here in E. So that's, so practice going from here. Okay, now we're gonna learn the last little part. So you stay here because you just did this one, right? And you do just the two, not the top one. You do G sharp and B. So that's, then you move to A and C sharp. So practice that. Then you move to B and D. And then you do it again. Let's just go over that last part again. So we're doing this. Stay on these two. Practice it one more time. Now we're going to learn the next part. After you do this, you jump down here to F sharp and you do a little walk down. So it's going to be like this. F sharp, E, D, C sharp. Okay? So I know that's a lot in the left hand. So let's take it from the top. Here's the whole phrase. Try and do it with me. Okay, so feel free to pause the video, practice the right hand that we learned, watch my video over and over, practice the left hand that we learned, watch my video over and over. Now we're going to put them together. Here we go. So you're going to be starting very close to each other. So instead of doing it down here or up here, the left hand's going to be very close to the right hand. So because you're doing it so close together, sometimes your right hand will overlap with your left hand. This part is very tricky. This is probably one of the hardest parts of the entire song, and it's right at the beginning. So don't feel discouraged. Just keep replaying my video if needed. But watch me put both hands together and then just try to see what my hands are doing and practice it for yourself. Here we go. Go. Remember this part we learned in the left hand? Then you stay on this one, and this is when your left hand moves down to F sharp. Super tricky, so let's keep going a few times over this. All right. Hold on this one in the left hand, then these two at the same time. Then you go, jump down the left hand, like I said, if this is too hard, you can just play the right hand on its own. Remember, it goes like this. No problem, it still sounds beautiful that way. But if you want to do the more advanced part, that is how you learn that. So let's go over it one more time, then we're going to move on to the next part here. Okay, so the next part of the right hand melody, we're just going to memorize. So let's go right into it. So let's start with those four: C sharp, D, E, F sharp. Try that with me here. One more time. Then you do these next four. Let's go over that again. That's E, D, C sharp, E. Try it a few more times. One more time. So all together, it's like this. So practice that a few times, get comfortable with it. A few more times here. Okay, now the next part is similar but slightly different. So let's learn that. So that part's the same. Then this next part here is different. So it goes like this. So that's E, D, C sharp, B. So let's replay this second half. Try that with me, starting on C sharp. Okay, one more time. Okay, so now let's put both of those sections together, starting from the top. Here we go. Okay, let's go over that again. First section, now we go on to the next. Okay, feel free to pause the video and go over that just till you're comfortable, but we're going to move on to the next part here. So then you're going to move your finger up to G sharp here. That's what we're going to start on. So the next section goes like this. We're going to just memorize it here. Okay, so that's G sharp, G sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A. So it's like this. Go over it with me again. Then you move to here. Okay, so let's try that all together. One more time. Okay, now we're going to move on to the last little section here. So move your finger down to B, and we're going to memorize this. Those are the first three. Then you stay on this note, and it goes like this. So you do it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Then after that, you walk down. So it goes like this. So that's C sharp, B, A. So just to go over that little part again. 3, and then the walk down. Let's go over it again. 1, 2, 3. It's a very tricky part here, so we're just gonna keep going until you kind of can memorize it. But it is kind of a difficult one to memorize. It took me a long time to get the hang of this song in order to be able to teach it to you guys. So let's do that whole right hand section from the top. Then jump up here. Then you move down to B. 2, 3. Okay, so now we're going to learn the left hand, and then we're going to put both parts together. Here we go. So you're going to have the first chord, which is a group of keys, which is a group of notes played at the same time like this. So instead of doing it one at a time, you play it all together like this. So this is going to be your first chord. You have your pinky here in A, your middle finger here in C sharp, and your thumb here in E. Play that all together. Now, you're going to keep your pinky here in A, don't move it, but you're going to move your fingers here. So you go from here to then putting your finger on D and stretching all the way up here to F sharp. So this is the next chord you play. So practice going from this one to moving your fingers here. This one to moving your fingers here. So it's going to start on this one, then you move, then back to this one. So that's the first part of the song. Let's go over it again. Move, and back. Okay, now the next part in the left hand, you're going to move down here to having your pinky here in E, and your thumb here in B, and you're going to go like this. Then you're going to move down to A, and down one more to G sharp. So that's one more time. So from the top in the left hand we have this. Then you move your fingers down here to E and B. Now we're going to move on to the next section here. So you're going to do this again. So your pinky here in E and your thumb here on B. Then you're going to move them both down one to your pinky here on D and your thumb here on A. going then down and then back. So try that with me. This last section here, you start on this again, and then you move up here to A and E. Okay, so try that with me. So all together, the left hand is like this. There we go. There we go here. Last section, you hit this again, then you move up to A and E. Okay, now we're going to put both hands together. Here we go. So you start without playing anything in the left hand. So it goes like this. So when you hit this note, that's when you come in the left hand. So it's like this. Same time. Then you move. Let's go over that again. Same time. Okay. Now we're going to do the next step. Remember to have your hands here at the ready. And then you go. Let's go over that again. Okay. Then you move on to this part. Have your hands ready on these two. So these are at the same time. That's a little tricky, so let's go over it again. Switch. Switch. One more time. Go over that last part. One more time. Okay, so we just put both hands together. Let's go over it one more time, a little bit quicker now, and then we're going to move on to the next part. Remember to start without anything in the left hand. Okay, so now that we know the intro and then the next section after the intro, the right hand stays sort of similar from what we have already learned, but the left hand gets a little bit harder. So we're going to try putting both hands together, but first I'm going to show you the left hand here. Now you're going to have to stretch on this, so it's quite a bit of a stretch, but start here with your pinky on A, then your pointer finger here on E, and what you can do to help stretch is you kind of move your hand into this area. So instead of trying to stay down here and just stretch your thumb, it's easier if you pinky, pointer finger, move the entire hand forward. Then that leaves room for you to hit your thumb up here on C sharp and back down to E. So it's like this. Quite the stretch. Just remember to move your hand. If I stayed just down here, I couldn't reach that because I hit A, E, move my hand, I can now reach. Okay? So try that with me. Then hit A again, but your pointer finger goes up here to F sharp. And then you stretch and move your hand again, and your thumb hits D. Let's go over that second part. Quite the stretch. Okay, so now let's put both together. A, E, C sharp, E. Then you go A, F sharp, D, F sharp. Now without saying the notes. So practice that so you can do one right after the other. So next one. So after you do this one, you go back to the first one. A, E, C sharp, E. So here's the order of how it's going to go. Do the A first, then you do switch, and back to the first, and you do that twice again. See how that was the same one? Same as the first one you do. So A, E, C sharp, E, A, F sharp, D, S sharp, then you go back, A, E, C sharp, E, A, E, C sharp, E. Okay, so without saying it, it goes like this. Switch, back to beginning, and then again. So all from the top. Then you move to your pinky up here to C sharp, your pointer finger here to G sharp, and your thumb here to C sharp. Back down. So then you go like this. C sharp, G sharp, move your thumb up to D sharp. Then you do the same thing again, but you move your thumb up to E. So it goes like this. And this last one you do, you repeat that. So you do it twice. So it goes like this. And again. So starting from the top, you do these three. Move your thumb only to this one. And you do that twice. So watch me here. Okay, from the top, let's practice this whole left hand. Okay, so now we're going to learn the right hand, which was very similar to what we previously learned in the little first section. So I'm going to play it through for you. It is slightly different, but very much similar. Now the thing about this song is a lot of it is similar, but then they change it slightly. So it actually took me a long time to memorize and learn this song because it like changes very, very, very slightly in the right hand. So let's learn this next part here, and just bear with me because this is a pretty freaking difficult song. So good job if you're doing well on it. If you need any help, don't get discouraged because it does take a lot of practice. Even for myself, it took me like multiple days to just learn the piece in order to be able to teach it to you guys. So let's do the right hand. So that's the first part, same as how we learned. Now this next part is what changes. So I'll play it through, then we'll learn it. Okay, so that's C sharp, D, E, then you jump up here, you skip F, and you go to F sharp, G sharp, and then back down. So it's like this. So that's G sharp, F sharp, E, then you go G sharp, E. So that's, so all together, try it with me. So from the top, it's like this. So now we're going to put both hands together, and then we're going to move on to the next section, okay? So you don't start on the left hand, you're doing the right hand by itself. So it goes like this, and I'll tell you when to come in the left hand. So when you do this note in the first little part, that's when you come in the left hand. So it's like this. Like we learned, nothing in the right hand. Now, this part I'm about to teach you is really tricky with the timing. Okay, so the best way to learn this timing is to just have me slow it down nice and slow and try and get the hang of this timing because it's really tricky. Here we go. This is when you start playing in the left hand. Go back to this note is when you start the next part in the right hand. So it's like this. So try that one little section. One more time. Same time. All together, it's like this. Now, this is when you move in the left hand, and you go like this. Let's try this last part again. So all together, let's put it together. Do it nice and slow. Now we're going to learn the next section here. So let's start with the right hand. I'm going to play it through and then we're going to learn it. So it's very similar to the beginning first section. So it's Then you go back down to this. So try that with me. One more time. Then you jump down here. 2, 3. So go over that again. B, C sharp, D, 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 C sharp, B, A. From the top. Okay, now we're going to learn the left hand for this part. So, you do E, B, E, B. Try that with me. Then you shift down to D, A, D, A. So practice that. And then you go back up to E, B, E, B, and you do it a second time. So from the top, it's one time. Move your fingers. Back up. And again. Then the last thing you do is you jump your pinky up to A, your pointer finger up to E, and your thumb up to A, and back down to E. And you do this one twice as well. So from the top, then you move to A and you do that twice. A, E, A, E, A, E, A, E. So try it with me here. Okay, now we're going to put both hands together. Here we go. I'm going to do it nice and slow and try and help you get the hang of the timing. And then we're going to break down how to learn it. This is when you switch in the left hand. I know this is super tricky, guys. This is a very difficult song, so good job on learning it, and just keep going and keep practicing and it'll get much, much easier. So let's keep putting this part together. Nice and slow. All together, I'm going to play through this whole section that we just learned. Alright guys, and that's all we're going to learn of this song in this video. Be sure to stay tuned for part 2 of this series. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out a ton, and I appreciate every single one of you who watches my videos. And I will see you next time. Thanks.